Startup leaders and product managers often ask me about what are the best tools out there to help manage their products. And my thought has always been that tools come last. First, there are principles that you're trying to adhere to, and then you set up processes which are very specific to the context of your organization to try and adhere to these principles. And then finally you have tools to help implement these processes. And the question becomes, what are the key principles to help manage your products better? In today's world, for a product to be considered successful, it must solve a valuable problem for at least one segment of customers on an ongoing basis. And every feature that you develop is essentially an investment in the product. And like all other investments, even investments in products don't all yield good results. So, what you want to try and do is invest a little bit to see if it is giving results. And if it is giving results, you want to invest more. Keeping these things in mind, I think there are three key principles that help you manage your products better. The first is a problem backwards approach. Customers and users are looking for solutions to problems which are either preventing them from maximizing a gain or minimizing a pain. Product teams often get caught up in the features of the solution that they're solving, and they lose track of the user for whom they're solving the problem and the problem itself. The onus is on the product management teams to ensure that everyone in the organization is focused on the problem that's being solved. And a better understanding and a focus on the problem helps with better prioritization and trade off decisions. The second key principle is fastest time to value. Very often, product teams, think about all the possible use cases for all possible users of the product, and they end up building a mega solution which takes forever to deliver. The risk here is that if the problem itself is not fully validated, you might end up investing a lot in features which do not get used at all. So you want to keep in mind the key problem that you're solving and the critical success factors, and come up with an end-to-end solution which may or may not involve technology in the first version. And in order to validate the problem and the design, you could even consider releasing your first version to a very limited set of users to try and get feedback. And once you see that this problem is indeed valuable and that your solution is working, you could look at investing more in the solution to drive adoption and try and increase value from the solution. The key is, at first you want to focus on effectiveness over efficiency. The third key principle is that of continuous innovation. Today's world, unlike the world about 20 years ago, is changing at a very fast pace. And even B2B users are getting younger, and they're exposed to some of the latest trends on social media and e-commerce platforms. And they expect nothing less even from their corporate applications. So the attitude that this is the way it's always been done, and this is the way we will continue to do it, is no longer going to cut it. To innovate and thrive, you need to bring in ideas and solutions from other industries and customize it to yours to bring in disruptive innovation. The one irrevocable law of nature is that if you do not evolve, you will go extinct. But in today's world, it has become that if you do not innovate, you will die. Over the next few weeks, we'll be diving into a lot of detail about each of these principles. And if you feel there is room to improve on any of these in your product organization, do give me a shout and let's chat. And if you like this video, do give it a like. Thank you for watching.